Hey guys, it's me Clarissa. Welcome back to my channel. If you want to find out how I got this fall inspired coppery vibe look, then just keep on watching, and before you leave, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Alright, let's get started. So my face and my eyelids are already primed. Any products that I don't show on camera, I'll definitely go ahead and list them down in the description box so you can go ahead and know what products I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead as my transition shade with the Morphe 350 palette. I know, typical fall palette, we all know. And I'm going in I thought the palette was going to come out in the camera, but it didn't because I have awful angle positioning on the camera. So it's the third color from the first row down, if that makes any sense. It's like a sand caramel kind of color. It's the third one down in the first row. And I'm just going to go ahead and keep blending that in until it's all blended out because we don't want any harsh lines. And excuse my raspy sounding voice. If you follow me on Snapchat, you would know the drama. My first video that I had recorded got deleted somehow magically, and I was very frustrated, and along that I had to film this whole look again for you guys, and I got sick while that was happening, so just my luck. So please excuse my raspy sounding voice. And now I'm going in with my Urban Decay Naked Heat palette with the shade Low Blow, just applying that over the transition color that we applied first and blending that all out, making sure there's no harsh lines. And still sticking to the same palette, Urban Decay, I'm just using the shade Heat Devil going in. I'm using my MAC 224 blending brush, and I'm kind of focusing this more on the crease area, still just trying to build up the color to this whole look. And I'm going to go ahead and apply the same shade to my other eye. The only downfall I didn't like about this palette was that it did have a lot of fallout for me personally, but other than that, the shades are very pigmented, which I loved. And back with the Morphe 350 palette, just reaching for that darker orange shade, I'm applying it with my MAC 224 brush and just blending that all out, just building up the color that I was really looking for, just basically trying to look like I dropped pumpkin spice latte all over my eyes basically, and just blending that all out, making sure there's no harsh lines. And then to build up the depth in my outer corner, I'm just gonna, with the heat palette, just gonna be applying the shade En Fuego. I'm using a Disney princess brush. I found this collection at Burlington, I want to say, and yeah, basically everywhere I go I just look for anything makeup. I'm pretty obsessed, obviously. And I'm just applying this, and then in order to blend it out, I'm just using this to basically pat it on there and get it, like, target the color where I want it to be. And then with the MAC 224, I'm just going to go ahead and start blending it until I actually get the darkness that I want with this shade. And yes, I know, another orange shade. It's fall. Orange is everywhere. It's in our blood now. I'm going in with the Morphe 350 palette, taking the first orange shade in the last row and then the pan below it, just mixing those two, just to go over any, like, just, I just want I cannot talk right now, just to go over and make sure everything's all blended out for this look. And then just to create a sort of half cut crease, it's not going to be very clean. I just need a place where I can place, oh my god, it's have a drinking game every time I say place, take a shot. Just to place my orange glittery shade that I want to make this whole look kind of pop. And I'm just using the concealer from MAC. It's the Mineralized Concealer NC42. And then using, yet again, another Disney Princess brush. It's like a flat foundation brush. I'm just using it to set it in place. And then because I do have hooded eyes, which makes this super hard, I'm setting it with the Covergirl loose powder in medium translucent. And just to set that way, like the concealer won't transfer onto my like lids basically and mess up everything. And then going ahead and getting the last, very last orange glitter shade in the Morphe 350 palette. I'm using a flat eyeshadow brush. It doesn't really have a name. It's from Elf Cosmetics, and I'm using that. I haven't wet the brush just yet. I just want to set it down just to kind of just set the eyeshadow in place so I know where I'm going to go over it next. And then I did go ahead and wet the brush afterwards with the second coat and did the same thing, just placed it back on top of there. However, my camera cut off that part, so if it looks more shinier than it did before, that's why, because I went back in with the wet brush and placed another coat on there. And the foundation I'm using is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the shade 220, which I believe is natural beige. I just apply that everywhere, not neglecting the neck, and then just buffing it out with my Real Techniques buffing brush. And for my concealer, I went ahead and I first put the Bare Minerals Bare Skin in the shade Medium Gold. And on top of that, just because I really wanted a lighter look to this whole thing, I used the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Light. And I just used my blending sponge from Real Techniques just to blend that all out. I usually do my concealer in sections just because while I'm buffing out one area, I don't want any other concealer that I've already laid down just to get like dry or cakey or anything like that. So I just do it in sections. It's just my personal preference. You don't have to listen to me, of course. But yeah, just going ahead and blending that all out. And I do set my concealer with the Covergirl loose powder. It's in the shade Medium Translucent. To contour my face, I went in with my Kat Von D Shade Plus Light Contour. This is the powder palette, and I'm using my Real Techniques contour brush, and I usually mix the two last contour shades. I go really easy on the dark one because I feel like it's way too harsh on my skin, so I just go really light with that one. And then when I start bronzing up my face, I go in with the Hoola Benefit bronzer, and I just take a kabuki brush and just go anywhere where I want to add the color, the bronziness to my face. Well, I already have my eyeliner and my falsies applied because this was the first day of my cold and my eyes were getting so watery. It was just a disaster, so I just decided to do it off camera instead. I used, for my eyeliner, it's the Wet n Wild Megaliner in the shade Black. And then the lashes are Ardell, but I just don't know the name of it because I threw away the box, sorry. And then just to kind of contour my nose, I'm going back in with the Hoola Benefit bronzer and using the MAC 224 brush. Because I would not take the time to rub his belly while I was recording, Mocha just decided to pop up on my lap and drop my camera. So that's a little interruption there. And then for my highlight, I went in with the Laura Gellar in the shade Gilded Honey. I'm just using a fan brush from Smashbox. I got this like in a travel size collection that I picked up at Ulta. And just applying that everywhere on my high points, above my brow, cheekbones. Down the bridge of my nose, I usually apply it with my pinky because I just feel like it looks a whole lot more natural. Because if I use a brush, like the fan brush, I feel like it'll just go everywhere on my nose. So I just want to like target it down the bridge of my nose with my pinky. and also on my cupid's bow and my chin. And for my blush, it is the MAC Cheeky Bronze, and I applied it with their brush, which is the 109. And as you noticed in the picture, I did apply an inner corner green shade. I found this palette at Walmart. It's Wet n Wild, and the name of the palette is called Comfort Zone. I did wet that green shade in order to get like the powerful green effect to it, which I absolutely loved how it came out. And for my lips, you'll find it down in the description. This is the final look for my fall inspired makeup tutorial. If you like this, do not forget to give it a big thumbs up at the end and make sure you subscribe. I'll go ahead and link my other social medias where you can add me. And if you have any questions or just want to see any future makeup looks, don't be afraid. And thank you guys so much again for watching. We'll see you soon.